It's Ladies' Day at glorious Goodwood, and British racing is at its finest. Some of Europe's best horses are racing here on the Sussex Downs, but this year British racing has another reason to feel cheerful. The sport's long-running battle with the bookmaking industry over funding took a turn for the unexpected recently, with the announcement by Gambling Minister John Penrose that he would seek to license bookmakers offering bets from offshore into the United Kingdom. With levy payments to the sport set to fall short of estimates by nearly £20 million this year, the prospect of fresh payments to racing tied to licenses that bookmakers must obtain if they want to do business here has racing feeling that it may, for once, have got the upper hand in the negotiations.
Well, we welcome the statement by Mr. Penrose. It was the end of a long journey, I think, for racing. We've been discussing it with the DCMS for a long time, and with key members of Parliament like Matt Hancock at Newmarket, and this is the conclusion of what we wanted to see. So it is the start of the legal process, I think, and so it's very welcome by racing. We have a range of commercial operations. Obviously here we're picking up lots of racegoers and hospitality and sponsorship, but the return from the betting industry is also important, not just buying of pictures for licensed betting offices, but also the return they make currently through the levy, and it's the levy that's misfiring, which is why we need to move on, as the Minister himself said.
The levy that supported racing since the early 60s is out of date. It can't cope with the modern betting market. There are numerous loopholes in it, and we've been pushing for a long time now to have those loopholes closed. Specifically, the proliferation of betting operators offshore. All racing is seeking is a fair return for the money that bookmakers make by offering bets on British horse racing to British punters. Nothing more, nothing less. And we want to negotiate with bookmakers directly on a commercial basis to agree what that fair return should be. But we want those commercial negotiations need to be underpinned by statute or some licensing obligation to make them truly enforceable. Currently we have no enforceable mechanism for capturing that value from the offshore operators. Particularly for the offshore market, that is the only really enforceable route for getting payments from offshore operators, to have it embedded within their licensing condition.
In addition to an intellectual property right payment?
We'll make no one will pay twice. It'll be fair, it'll be reasonable. We will not. We are used to dealing with this type of commercial arrangement with bookmakers. So if there is intellectual property rights, there will not be a double payment from offshore operators. Got 6 people written to by the Minister, and unusually for British racing, all those names came together on one page to give a fantastic single response back into the Minister. We're very clear on what the proposal should be going forward.
Racing and bookmakers depend on each other for survival, but with punters now devoting an increasingly large part of their betting budgets on other sports, including football, the betting industry is far from happy with the idea of additional licensing fees or taxation.
There are a number of reasons for a declining horse racing betting product, and that has obviously had an impact on the levy. And one of the reasons for a decline is that our customers are starting to feel more inclined to bet on other sports like football. I think it's very clear that we oppose a right to bet for a number of reasons. We think it's unwarranted. We think it hands racing another monopoly similar to the one they've got on media rights, and we also think it would give them a right to set the value and the terms of a bet, which we obviously believe is our domain. And I think it's slightly disingenuous of racing to suggest that we are not promoting the industry enough in terms of its products, because we supply racing with income through media rights, which is around 70 million. We support them through sponsorship, which is around 20 million. And obviously racing is now going to benefit in the short term and also in the long term from the sale of the tote. We are clearly branching out to racing and saying we want to keep supporting horse racing. We want to give you more if there is a commercial value attached to a core fixtures list which agrees to what we need as a bookmaking industry. And if we can reach an agreement on those principles, then we would be happy to support the industry more than we are doing at the moment. But it's substantial already.